Hey there guys, so the head-to-head or gloves are off between Derek Chisora and Joseph Parker is now live on YouTube. Now I'll leave a link in the description if you have not yet seen it, so go and give it a watch. It is very interesting and funny in places also. But ultimately, this was the first time they are coming face to face and having a chat, and there was a small table in front of them. They're big guys and no one's going to split them apart if they start going at it. Now obviously you wouldn't expect that because Joseph Parker is usually a calm and collected character, but at some stages, Joseph Parker was taking the bait from Derek Chisora. Now, Derek Chisora said that Joseph Parker's only meaningful fights were losses to Anthony Joshua and Dylan White. Then later on, he explained, "Oh yeah, you beat Andy Ruiz Jr., didn't you?" But then he explained it was a robbery and that he flew Ruiz over to New Zealand so that he could get a cheap victory and win the WBO belt easily in his home country. Now, obviously, that is a matter of opinion. Personally, I believe that Joseph Parker did edge that fight. I thought that Ruiz gave him hell for the first 3 rounds, and from then on, Joseph Parker boxed him, and ultimately, I think he got the better of the boxing match. Had he continued to fight Andy Ruiz Jr., I believe Ruiz would have taken the fight, but Joseph Parker uses boxing brain and IQ and just general ring craft to beat Andy Ruiz Jr. But Derek Chisora believes, or maybe he doesn't believe, that Andy Ruiz Jr. beat Joseph Parker. Perhaps he's just trying to get Joseph Parker to bite. In fact, I'm sure of it. Now, Derek Chisora has a very good resume. He has fights with Vitaly Klitschko, which was, by all intensive purposes, a very close fight because the rounds were close. Although Vitaly was nicking many of them, the rounds were very close. Go back and watch that fight. It was actually a very good fight, and Derek Chisora showing great heart and a chin coming through. Now, obviously, Derek Chisora, maybe he's a bit older and there are more miles on the clock, but he is taking it more seriously now than he ever has. Now, this is a big fight between 2 possible heavyweight contenders. Derek Chisora doesn't seem that bothered about getting a world title fight. He explained there are so many titles, and who is the true champion of the division? And he did allude to the fact that maybe Tyson Fury is leaps and bounds ahead of the others. But he does not believe there is one true champion in the division, so he is not chasing belts. That does not mean all that much to Derek Chisora. It means a lot to David Haye, his promoter and manager. David Haye said he wants Derek Chisora to win a version of the world title, but Derek Chisora has never repeated that. He has never said that that was in his intentions. He just wants to fight. That's all he wants to do. He loves the buzz of fighting, and he loves those fans watching him. He says the minute the fans don't cheer him, the minute the fans don't turn up for his fights, that is when he will retire. Until then, he's going to keep fighting. So this could be a crossroads fight for Joseph Parker, not Derek Chisora. I don't think really Derek Chisora ever is going to have a crossroads fight again. His career, people say, is on the line every fight, but it's not because Derek Chisora has taken many losses in his career against fighters he probably should be beating. But he comes back. He's only ever 1 fight away from being relevant again, and Derek Chisora has earned that, and I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. He has 9 losses on his career, and he continues to come back and fight and entertain the fans. He is a fan favourite, so I don't think Derek Chisora is going anywhere anytime soon. But Joseph Parker, it is a crossroads fight for him because if he cannot beat Derek Chisora, then he really has to reevaluate where he is in his career at the moment. Now, personally, I do rate Joseph Parker, but I don't think he's a finished article yet. And Derek Chisora is a tough test for him, especially after considering the opponents he has recently been facing in his last fights. Leopai, he laboured against him 10 rounds. And let's remember, Joseph Parker doesn't have one concussive knockout punch. And if you put him in there with someone who is durable and can go rounds, then he's never really going to look that good. I mean, he's going to look good with his boxing ability, his movement, his speed, and the punches he picks, but he's not going to finish them off because he doesn't have that concussive power that knocks fighters out who don't normally or shouldn't be knocked out. That is where your Anthony Joshuas and Deontay Wilders are different. They knock out fighters who don't normally get knocked out. They are often the first fighter to stop a fighter who is very durable and can do rounds. Now, obviously, Joseph Parker doesn't have that big one punch. So against a fighter like Leopai, who is very limited with boxing ability, but is durable, Joseph Parker can't really win, to be honest. I mean, he got the victory, but he's never going to look all that explosive and devastating in the fight. Whereas Derek Chisora just goes forward, comes in face first. He's willing to eat leather to land some. That is what he said in the Gloves Are Off interview. He is willing to walk through hellfire in order to land a single shot if he has to. And that is what the fans all love about Derek Chisora. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Who do you have winning the fight? Joseph Parker or Derek Chisora? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.